Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Dark Alchemy, where tonight we're interviewing the Weathered Dragon. I'm joined by my co-host tonight, DM Evanson.
Hello, hello.
And the Weathered Dragon himself, Mike Jimenez.
What's up, everybody?
All right. So, Mike, we met you at Long Island Tabletop,
You
had an amazing wooden table that you made yourself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I think you have an expertise in tinker, in woodworking, and you probably have a good dexterity score, and you create some amazing tables, which we're going to talk about tonight. But Mike, could you kick us off with a Dungeons and Dragons war story or a favorite moment in one of your games?
I sure can. Got back into D&D about 5 or 6 years ago. I'm one of those, played when I was a teenager and then took the 25 plus year hiatus and got back into it. So getting back into it, I ran a game for my, at the time, high school age son and his friends, and we did Curse of Strahd. Are you familiar with that campaign?
Just got done running it.
DM Emerson just ran us through it, and it was brutal.
So the windmill with the hags doing not so good things to the children, nothing R-rated, just whatever. So the player had the idea. I don't know. I didn't know this because he kind of called the timeout and whispered something in my ear, and he said, "Do you know that carbohydrate dust, like from flour, in a heavy enough concentration, explodes? If it's exposed to a spark." I had no idea, but I just took his word for it. And I Googled it when we were done, and it's a real thing. So because it was the hags were baking inside the windmill, the clay casks that were all around at the bottom, I had them filled with flour. So they go on a rampage, break in the cast and start flinging flour all over the place, run out and wind up casting fireball into the windmill and explode the entire thing and take care of all that.
Amazing.
That's great.
So that was
it becomes aerated, right?
Yeah, it's a real thing, man. It's not a lie.
That's a great story. Yeah.
So he ran with it. Yep, saved the day. They got the kids out before they blew it up. So.
Oh, even better. Even better.
So Dave, I don't think we ever rescued the kids. Did all those children die?
You destroyed that town. The hags run it now.
Oh my lord! Yeah. So, did you enjoy the Curse of Strahd campaign, though, Mike?
We didn't finish it because it got they went sideways real quick after that, so we never did. We never did finish it. Okay. But it was good. It was cool.
Okay. So, let's go into woodwork, and then we'll swing back around to Dungeons and Dragons. Yep. I made a little video which I just took the assets and put together. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to mute it. And we're just going to kind of call out, kind of what we see. Each clip is 5 or 6 seconds.
Yep.
And it's like just a little surprise for you there, Mike, if I got the right one here. So let's edit stage. So we got a nice table here. We have with the woodworking columns, right? These are the columns on the side.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And this is for the podcast listeners. So it's the column. It has a grating on the top. He puts lights in it to really give it a tavern feel.
I really like that.
This is one of the completed tables with words around the edges of the inside. It's recessed.
Yep.
Right. And any words, you have Japanese, you have
customers pick all their quotes. Yep.
That's cool.
Using some quality wood. This is an action shot of you playing with a famous person.
Yep. Todd Stashwick.
Yeah. And this is Ginny D in front of your table. Yep.
That was Gen Con 2021.
Oh, nice.
This is little side shot, and again, this is just some pictures for the podcast. We're just calling out. This is the Harbinger table, which is the one I think was at the tabletop, and this is I guess a picture with Becca Scott.
That was Gen Con also. Gen Con is loaded with famous people.
Oh
yeah. So let's start with how did you get started in woodworking, or it was just did you start when you built your first D&D table?
No. Woodworking and engineering is in my blood. My father was a woodworker. I got a couple aunts that are structural engineer. One's an aerospace engineer. She can design space shuttles. So it's in my blood. I'm not afraid since I've been young. I took my toys apart, wanted to know how they worked. So it was, that's kind of that my brain just always wanted to know things. I'm not afraid to learn stuff, pick up a book, watch this guy do it. And now we got YouTube. So, yeah. But no, I've been messing with woodworking for, pushing 50, so at least 30 years. So.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So I was going to say that you decided in the beginning to actually make your first table for yourself. It wasn't to sell.
Right. Yeah, it
Oh.
was for us, man. I got back into D&D and I'm like, man, we need something cool. My brain is behind me. So once it started going, I'm like, we need something cool. And that's what I came up with. And it was supposed to be for us. That's it. It wasn't supposed to go anywhere. As more and more players started coming, like, you really got to start showing this to the world. So
Absolutely.
my first con, you want to talk about coming out the gate swinging, was Gen Con. My first
Oh,
con.
wow.
Wow. Did you buy a full table in a section there?
What's that?
Did you buy a table? A vendor booth to actually vend?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, though, the only reason that I think I got in, because Gen Con, none of these bigger conventions are easy. It was 2021. It was just coming out of COVID. So all the everybody was bailing. They had they normally pull over 500 vendors, probably close to 550. I think that year they had just over 200.
Oh, wow.
So they were scrounging for anybody, but it was for me. It was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Oh, that's great. The stars aligned for you perfectly there.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, with New York Comic Con, I have some buddies, the Fat Guys Incorporated. They're artists, and they managed to get a booth at New York Comic Con. But they said if they give that booth up, then they'll probably never get back in. So was it the same thing at Gen Con?
I didn't go back to Gen Con for 23 and 24. Tried. I know, you know what? I missed 23. Tried for 24. They told me no. Tried for 25. They told me no. But then I got an email like a month later say, hey, a spot opened if you want it. It's yours. So I jumped on it. So I will be returning to Gen Con this year.
Oh, we'll see you there.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
I don't have the best spot. I'm kind of like tucked up against the wall, but whatever.
I feel like anybody who goes there walks the entire vendors hall for the most part. Unless they're really focused on the games. Like we spent, tens of thousands of steps.
A good day just walking that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Dave, can you pull up the Weather Dragons website while we're chatting here? And we can get some more close-ups of the tables. So, Mike, tell me about a little bit behind you for the people. Just pause it on the main table when, you actually can't pause that. It's going to play, right?
Yeah.
Right there. Okay, so the main table I see behind you, and also on the video here, which we're showing for our podcast listeners. It's a square table. It fits 2, 4, 6. Looks like 8 people.
Six players, 1 DM, seven people, extremely comfortably.
There's cup holders. There's LED torches or some sort of torches, and it actually is recessed a little bit. And around the recession, we have these different words. You can customize. You can have Lord of the Ring letters. You can have Viking ruins or whatever ruins you want. You can say it in English. And there's plugs, and the tabletop actually gets enclosed where you can have a regular table is not recessed.
Right.
Yep. So what was the decision for to be recessed? It was extra lighting. What made you kind of pick it at?
When I first started designing the first one, I kind of did some research on other game tables that are out there, and I liked the idea of the recessed game vault. That's not proprietary to me by no means. So I just made a checklist. I want a game vault, and my player surface is 13 inches across from player edge to the game vault. Nobody is doing that. Wormwood, Carolina game tables, they give you 4 inches of space, and then they sell you all this clip-on stuff, for your dice trays, cup holders, and I'm like, I want space. I want my players to have space, and they do. You could drop, if you're old school analog, put your player sheet, a dice tray, room for your everything is you can put everything right in front of you and not sweat it.
Yeah, and looking behind you, let's pull that down, Dave, and we'll go. We'll do the wide shot here. Looking behind you in your own game room, you have the square table. That table has a name. That's
the Harbinger. The Harbinger game table. Yeah.
Okay, so you have the Harbinger behind you,
which is our bar stool height. That is the Harbinger specifically denotes it's our square table at 6 foot across and bar stool height.
Okay, and I noticed you have that table itself has torches on it, or can have torches, which is awesome. And tell me about the torch design, the process, LED plug-in. What's going on with that? Because you have other torches in your room too.
Yes, the ones on the wall are real wood and metal from I got them off Etsy from a Ukrainian creator. They were too tall to put on the table. But the ones behind me are 3D printed.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. We do some 3D printing. We have an Etsy store. We're just selling the models and stuff, and and getting more into it to support the channel. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of anything 3D printed, and what a great way to make your own product and not have to outsource it. Right, made in the USA.
Well, I do have to outsource this because I don't own a 3D printer. I have a guy locally who does all my 3D printing, so it's still I'm helping him out. I'm supporting him, keeping him busy.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The torches are an upgrade. In my base package for the tables, it's a lantern style sconce, which is cool as hell. But some people love the torches more, and they want the torches. I like the torches better. It's a torch. How can you go wrong?
Yeah.
DM Evanson, I have a few more questions, but do you have some on your list?
Well, I was admiring. I'm going through your Instagram, and I really love the space the DM has, or the GM, or however you want to say. It's just very open. I like that. Really well thought out. How many times did you make it to get to, I guess, your final form, or the creative process to get to your?
Well, I tell you what, the original concept is still the same, but over the years, it's been 6 years now. Every one has changed a little bit.
Sure.
I've adjusted this measurement a little bit. The height, the thickness of the table, the walls, the vertical walls that the quotes are on used to be 3.5 inches. Now they're 4 inches. May not sound like much, but that extra half inch in the game vault, when you put that topper on, it gives the players, with your terrain and stuff that's underneath, gives you a little bit more room. So the tables are a little bit thicker now. So a lot of micro changes that where if somebody like just looked at the couple side by side, you may never know, but it's all improvement micro changes over the years.
Now you have a couple different designs. Do you have a bestseller? Or is there a reason, why not just have 3? Like, why give so many choices? Or do you
it's not, dude, it's the customers. The customers are like, hey, I like this, but can you do these legs and those posts and make it this height? And so the customers change it a lot. They want new shapes. My current one, I tried so hard to get you guys a picture of the one I'm actually working on because it's a brand new design. Because you guys would have had exclusive, because I didn't even post about it yet. But I went to take it out and we had a fail. I had to bring it back in, so I couldn't.
That's okay. So we can find that exclusive at Gen Con, I guess, right?
This is a customer table, so it's going right out. So no, it won't be coming to Gen Con. Unfortunately, dude, if I had a showroom to display like all my different models, oh my god, it would have to be humongous. These tables are big, man. They're bulky as hell.
Speaking of that, how about the work area? We have a friend in our group who does Broadway set design, and he has his and now he's a teacher at a college. But he's been on set design his whole life. So I need a few things done. And he said, oh, come over to the workshop. And he has an outbuilding with stuff to cut, vacuums built in, this blade, that blade. And it's like, I'm okay with woodworking, but he really knows what he's doing. Right. So like, what's your workspace like? Do you have room for this in the Carolinas?
I've overgrown it. Let's just say that. I'm at the I'm like Bill Gates, I guess, started in the garage. So I'm still kind of putzing around in my 2-car garage with all this. My goal was to build a detached. I'm on 1.2 acres, so I have the land to put a bigger building in the back. And that was the plan for this year, but things didn't align the way I wanted them to. So it's not happening this year, but I am at that point where I do need the bigger shop. So it's coming soon, hopefully within a year.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we have what's the normal?
One second there, Dave. So we have a guest coming on. Not a guest. It's our fellow dark alchemist, the dead Scott.
Hey everybody. Yes. Sorry I'm late.
Right. No, it's okay. So this is a pre-recorded episode. We're wearing it on Wednesday. We are interviewing Mike of the Weathered Dragon, and Dave was just about to ask another question about the woodworking process and the shop.
Yeah, I was just curious what the lead time is from like someone ordering to like hit delivery, or roughly. I know it's probably different because everyone's custom.
Right. I can do about a table a month. And it all depends on what's in front, how many orders are in front of them. Sure. Yeah. So if I've got 6 orders, then there are going to be 7 months, 8 months before they see their table. So.
Sure.
So here's a big question. I don't know if you want to share this, because I don't know if it was on the website, but this is a luxury item. It is a specialty item. It is a custom crafted item with somebody with expertise, like I said, in tinker tools and woodworking tools. What's the average cost of like the table behind you, without like maybe all the upgrades, just some torches and some lighting and some wood?
I'll give you the base price and what it includes. I'm going to start with this. If you go to Wormwood, I'm sure everybody knows Wormwood.
Yep, I've done some videos at Gen Con on our YouTube channel. We've done elderwood, wormwood, and there was one other wood that we've done.
So Wormwood, their prophecy is their premium game table. That's their most expensive one they offer.
Yeah.
They start at $10,000. It's a gorgeous table, but it's just a dining room table. It seats maybe 6 people, two and two on the long sides, and then 1 and 1 on the short side. It's beautiful. They do great work, but for 10 grand, you get that. I don't even know if that includes. They have this like fancy lever that raises and lowers their game vault to like normal height. That may be extra. So $10,000 for that, for a dining basically really fancy dining room table.
Yeah.
Base price for mine, 6 foot by 6 foot beast with these taller posts, sconces, outlets on. There's 5 outlets total, 1 on each post, and the DM gets their own outlet. LED lighting, 2 LED systems, 1 in the inner game vault, 1 on the outer game vault. I don't know if you can see behind me also. Those lighted square, like rectangles underneath the hardwood, those are storage cubbies too.
Yeah.
Players can still, you can fit a full-size book under there. So all these more features that Wormwood's offering on their table, my base price starts at $9,500.
Okay, there you go. Again, it's a premium item, but it's all handcrafted. And honestly, nowadays, if you were to go to a regular furniture store, it's just to get, a dining room table, thousands of dollars off the bat. It's just kind of the world we live in. Everything's gone up in price. So I have an asset here. We're going to add to the stage. Mike sent us this, and this is a video. It is about 50 seconds long, and we'll just let that play for everyone watching YouTube.
What's up, everybody? Mike here. We got the newest table behind me. It's the Kraken, fully manifested. Let's check it out.
Release the Kraken.
Too. I like that.
Yeah. He wanted the octagon. It was the first octagon table I did. So I don't tell people no anymore. Whatever you want.
No, when you love Dungeons and Dragons, but when you're a businessman and somebody says, "Can you do this?" You nod your head and smile.
Pretty much.
You come up with a price. Smile away.
It's just like being a DM. Yes, but
right. You could certainly try.
Yeah. So the octagon table I like. It could even be used for poker. And like you said, that inner recess had that like leather lining. So normally the lining is going to be a felt or like a pool table material, or it can be flat wood.
Back in the beginning, I was doing felt. I shied away from that because I have this. It's never happened. I've never gotten that phone call of somebody dumping a drink in the center of that on felt. You're screwed. Especially if it's wine, because they're glued down, and the glue that I use, good luck. It doesn't pull off that easily. So So I scratched that. So vinyl coverings now, they're 100% waterproof. So that's the new, either that or a removable neoprene mat if the table permits. Right. Because of the bigger tables, like the Revelation is 6 foot by 9 foot. That thing is a monster. I can't get a neoprene mat 7 foot by 4 foot by 7 foot. But that's the game vault for the Revelation. So that has to be vinyl. So sometimes options are limited.
So Mike, I don't know if this was asked already, but what is the typical ledge around the game vault on your tables?
13 inches.
13 inches, okay.
Of player surface to put,
Yeah.
your books, an iPad, whatever. There's plenty
we
of
had
room.
we had a friend who had one of the early ones, and it was like a 6-inch lip, and it was the most difficult thing to play on to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's why when I first designed it, I'm like, I want space. I want the players to have space. So
Yeah. Our friend's table was a smaller company. I'm not going to name names. It was in the beginning. These tables were just starting to come out, and he paid a couple $1,000 for it. And like you said, it was clip-on drink holders, and even the hardware on the side. There was some screws and bolts kind of showing when it was put together. So their solution to it was a piece of wood with 4 magnets on it that went over it. Can I tell you how many times I hit that thing with my knee?
And
it was like clank, clank,
knocked it off.
Knocked it off. I mean, it was every game. And but he was happy to have something, and he kind of outgrew it. And then he's like, oh, I really wish I would have shopped around. But I don't think there was a lot of options at that time. That was a few years ago, right?
He's got it. Got to be 9 years ago when they were just. I feel like they were just starting to become common.
Right.
So, Mike, do you think that due to COVID and people playing more Dungeons and Dragons, it's created more of a market for people to appreciate these gaming tables, or do you think there was always a market for it, but it was just underutilized because it just wasn't common to kind of create these things?
COVID definitely didn't help what I'm doing because I'm all about the home and get people around the table. So COVID squashed all that.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yep, that's true. I didn't think of that angle.
Again, this came out of just me getting back into it. There's a lot of people out there with a lot of money. So it's just finding them, that's the hard part. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to throw at advertising. So it's been organic over the past 5 or 6 years, which is good because it's been manageable. Have you ever heard of Geek Chic?
Yeah.
They went under because they got too big too fast. They couldn't handle the orders coming in. So I don't want to do that.
So Mike, are you a one-man show when it comes to this? Do you have a helper?
When it comes to the shop and building them, yes. I have a team around me for lots of other things. I have my con crew. The topper leaves, my wife sews the bags for the leaves. My neighbor embroiders them for me. I put my logo and shit on the bag. So I have a bunch of people that are part of my team. But when it comes to building them, it's just me, man.
I'm gonna guess the demand really came from the early gamers getting to the age where they had disposable income.
Yes. Yep.
I mean,
I'll drink to that.
People getting to 40 to 60 years old is where your early gamers were, and now they have money. Kids are out of the house.
Now they have gaming rooms. Yeah,
exactly.
So we can find Mike on Instagram at the Weather Dragon, one word, the Weather Dragon, and then also the weatherdragon.com, and really all the socials. It's all linked to the Weather Dragon, so you can find him on there. Contact him about a game table. So Mike, in the beginning, we were talking about Dungeons and Dragons, kind of swinging back around to that. And you said you were first and second edition, a long break, and then coming back into it. And again, it's happened to me. I had a long break in between. I worked 20 years as a cop, and then I was doing a lot of time, and I didn't have time to do anything. And now I'm in a golden age again. We're playing this week, Tuesday with one campaign, playing Wednesday with Dave. It's like, wow, D&D twice in a week. What brought you back in? How did you come back to it then?
I had kids.
Okay.
My oldest got into Magic the Gathering. I am fortunate enough my wife's cousin's husband owns a local game store by us.
Oh, nice.
So they all went to go play Magic at the game store. I took them. They're playing. I tried to get in Magic a bunch of times. I just never clicked with me. I can't really do it. But so while he's playing, I'm walking around the retail part, and I saw the 2014 starter set, and it all came flooding back. I was like, oh. So I left with that starter set, and it was all over once.
So now, are you DMing for the family, or are you playing as a player? Any other campaigns, or have you come across other campaigns? I saw you delivered. There was a guy, I don't know the name off the top of his head. It was a Star Trek guy and some other stuff, an actor. You delivered to him, and it looks like you jumped in a one shot with him or something like that.
Yep. That was actually, that table is in California. That was my first customer for Gen Con 2021. That was my first official sale ever.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
So after I built it and sent it to them, they flew me out there. They paid to fly me out there to help set it up and then hang out for the weekend and play the inaugural game. And that's when I first started talking to Todd Stashwick, because I built the table for him. And I was only about an hour from him. I called him up and said, Todd, I'm like, if you're close, I'm like, I'm in town. I'm like, if you can come and hang out and play this inaugural game. He's like, I'm not sure, but whatever. But then he got back to me. He's like, I'll be there. I was like, cool.
That's awesome.
So that was the first time I met him in person. Up to that point, it was just a lot of FaceTimes.
So let me ask you, can you tell me anything about that game? What did you end up playing?
It was a homebrew. The customer ran the game, Jason Williams, stellar dude, and I still have such a solid relationship with him. It's been 21, almost 4 years. I was in California a year ago, wound up staying with him. Like, he's just a customer, and we are like so tight. That is just one of the coolest things about all this too, because just meeting such awesome friggin' people.
Yeah, and you got some definitely awesome people.
Yeah. Now this is, so on the screen for our podcast listeners, we have a picture of this is the Harbinger table. Is that right? Which one is this?
I don't see any pictures.
Oh, can you see it up there, Dave?
I see it,
yeah.
I'm not seeing that on my screen.
Okay, let me take it off and let's see if we can.
Is it the one with Todd in it?
Yeah.
If it is Todd, yes, that is a Harbinger.
Okay, so on the table we can see that wide lip. I see people with an iPad, a paper, a full set of dice. There's plenty of room, pens and pencils. It looks like he has some runes around the side. I guess he kind of told you what he wanted. Kind of written.
Everything.
There.
All the artwork is customizable. All the quotes on the game vault. Customers pick their favorite one-liners from movies, video games, from a D&D, from their D&D game. If somebody did an offshoot, quote, said something ridiculous and they love it. So it's whatever they want. Choose your font, choose your quote.
Cool. I like it. So I'm sorry, I don't know if you answered this question. So are you running as a DM or are you playing as a player for the family?
It's a little bit of everything. Unfortunately, the tables have enveloped so much of my life lately. I don't run as much as I used to. I try. I have so many DM friends locally. Like, hey, do you want to get a game? Let's pick a date, get something going, and then I have this list of just people. Hey, do you want to play? And whoever just responds first, let's go. So it's a lot of one shots. No continuing campaigns.
When you do the bigger cons, I imagine, do you get any gaming in, or are you just shot from the dealer's floor? And
mostly just it's mostly work. Gary Con is different. Gary Con is so chill. It's such a low-key event. It's like low-key meaning it's not as super stressful, and everything is so centered, where Gen Con is just all over the place. So at Gary Con we do get some gaming in afterwards, after the hall closes.
Yeah, Gen Con, we went for the 50th, and it was 50,000 people. This year, I think it's supposed to be 70,000.
Oh yeah,
we tried to sign up for a few games. We got knocked out of a bunch. We were able to get some. We were trying to do more role playing this year and try some stuff we haven't, even some of the premium games. But it's just so spread out. So Mike, when you do play, is there a certain character class you like to play? And with the one
I do lean towards druids. I love nature in general. I love hiking, camping, all that stuff, waterfalls. So it's just a natural. I should start playing a gnome druid because gnomes are tinkerers. So I think that's what I need to start doing.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, I like that. Go ahead. Anything, Scott?
No, the table was gorgeous at the Long Island Gaming Con we did. That's what really sparked the interest in it. All the best to you. I mean, it's a niche industry, and you've got a great product at a great price, and hopefully you continue to be successful.
I appreciate that immensely. Now, one thing too that's crazy, right? You got game tables are expensive as it is. Your market is how big? Like super small to begin with. I managed to choke that out even smaller because the table's bigger. You almost need a dedicated game room. So it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Not the best marketing strategy, but
it's good though, because A lot, like you said, like there's so many other dining room table. Like I like to call it like hide your geek. It could be like, oh look, it's just a dining room table. Then you take off the extras, and then it's a gaming table.
Right, and
Which I
everybody's
kinda like
doing
just
that.
the gaming. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm an outside the box thinker, as you can see clearly. So yeah, I just wanted something different.
Yeah.
We squeezed in 8x6 by 4x6, and I don't think we could have gone any bigger.
Yeah, your room. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, so Scott, the Dead Professor Mike, has taken some time to convert his garage into a game room. We still have to do a game room video so I can actually show it to people. But
nice.
Yeah, we have a TV on the wall, and there's a lot of woodwork and some hidden drawers in the wall. What do you call them? Hidden shelves, right?
Hidden closets. Yeah, I mean,
hidden closets.
All interlaced shiplap, but the shiplap opens up.
Awesome. Speakeasy style.
Yeah.
Speakeasy style.
Yeah.
So this is a Dungeons and Dragons channel, and I'll try to take advantage of any information we could share with the listeners. And first, we're going to put a picture here. I'm not sure if Mike can see it. Let me know if you can or can't. I will describe it. This is the actual weather dragon. It's a green kind of Asian style dragon. I'll take them off. Mike, we're going to try to put you big on the stage here. Let me see. Can I drag Mike big? No, we're going to have to do it.
Did you show the artwork or the actual mini?
I just showed the art. So right now on our screen, you are the big. You're the big shot there, and we're on the side.
There you go.
We can see that really good. There you go. That's the weather dragon. And awesome. Scott, since you just came on, that's 3D printed. They had a custom STL done.
Yep,
that's awesome.
One of my players, Deborah Gatto, she's a lunatic. She hired a 3D artist to sculpt that based off of my logo. So
That's awesome.
Knocked it out of the park, right?
She killed it, and she statted it. That's her word in the stats.
So let's go over the stats for a minute, if you haven't been, Mike, if you don't mind.
No, I gotta go, man. We gotta speed this up.
This is the I can't even pronounce the name. May Kiljimenez.
It's May Kiljimenez. It's my name, Michael Jimenez.
I like
May
that.
Kiljimenez. And what is it? The Harbinger of Doom. I mean, really? She hit every nail on the head.
That's how she truly feels.
I had we played in the Curse of Strahd. I had a grave cleric Minotaur, which I had fun with, and his name was Morin Tau, which is an anagram of Minotaur.
Nice.
So again, they took the anagram of your name and they made it into a dragon.
Yep.
So armor class 22, 513 hit points, 40-foot move, 8-foot fly, burrow 40 feet. Can all dragons burrow? I don't even know. Scott, you know off the top of your head?
Some can, not all of them.
Not all.
Wow,
because he's so slender.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's creepy. I mean, strength off the chart: 26 strength, 27 dex, 23 con, 19 intelligence, 26 wisdom, 14 charisma. Some big saving throws, resistances to necrotic and psychic. Immune to frightened and prone, blind sight, dark vision. No true sight, but blind sight. Legendary resistance, of course. Now, this seems to be a chrono dragon, some sort of a dragon that deals with the manipulation of time and/or space. The weight of ages. It can give you a creature starts within 60 feet, gives you disadvantage on con saves. It has MR, magic attacks, and regen 20 points around. That's brutal for a dragon to be able to regen.
It is. There's actually a whole adventure written that she did to the Curse of the Weather Dragon. I don't know if you saw the part yet to where it dips out from this plane, goes back to its own plane. And when it comes back, it's even bigger. When we ended the campaign, her father was in the campaign. She had his character had jumped on its back, and then it dipped out and disappeared and never came back. And she wound up taking her father to like the ethereal plane somewhere.
Oh my god, I love it. So, Mike, we're gonna go through the rest of it, but you sent this to me, and this is your property, your kind of copyright proprietary work.
Yep.
Is this available on your website anywhere? Did you share this anywhere for players to pick it up?
It's not. But yeah, we need to do something with it. We just haven't figured out what just yet. But no, it is not readily available.
Okay.
Well, maybe someday, maybe players could, follow you on Instagram at the Weather Dragon, and then maybe as a following you, one day all of a sudden this pops up, hey, available to download here, or maybe the adventure's available for sale on Drive-Thru RPG, something like that.
Yep.
But it's nice. It's nice to be able to share what you create with other people. We're creating our own world called Erendor, and we're having a good time eventually to release that to players as another world.
Yeah.
Okay, this dragon has a multi-attack. And he can use either hasten or recession as he makes 4 attacks. So hasten or recession as an action. Choose a creature within 200 feet and can slow down or quicken them. So it's basically a haste or a slow. I mean, that's brutal just to slow somebody and then just eat him. Huge bite attack with necrotic damage plus 15 to hit. Huge claw attack plus 15 to hit. Huge tail attack plus 15 to hit.
It's a lot easier to eat them when they're not moving.
Yeah, fling. One large or smaller object grappled by the dragon, so you can throw somebody 60 feet, doing damage.
It is
pick them up and fling them.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Debilitating breath. The dragon emits a breath of debilitation, a 90-foot cone, which is most of a village. Each creature in that area takes a lot of psychic damage, 54, and gets 1 level of exhaustion. Oh my god, that's wrong, because it's a recharge of 5 or 6, but 6 hits and you can have 1 million hit points and you're dead, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Right.
Thank God this was a 2014 creature, because in 2024 that'll kill you fast.
Yeah, they changed the exhaustion rules.
Yeah,
exhaustion got brutal. As a bonus action, it goes to the ethereal plane. And I guess when it leaves, Mike, it just stay bye. Okay, I'm done. I'm out. Right?
If it decides it got beat up enough, it can just peace out. Or
that's the dip.
I love the bloodied reaction. That's great.
Yeah. Can you read that one, Scott? Can you read on the screen?
Sure. When the dragon becomes bloodied, it immediately recharges its breath weapon and then can use its reaction to use its breath weapon. It must target the creature who made it bloodied and activate. Activated this ability if it uses the breath as a reaction. All melee attacks do an extra d6 damage. So you smack it really hard, you cut its hit points in half, and it just turns and blasts you.
That's great. That actually, I think, is one I might borrow. That's pretty cool.
Now that I'm hearing all this shit out loud, it sounds maybe a little just too overpowered.
It's great for a one shot.
Yeah, I mean it's level 20. It's level 24. A challenge rating 24. Yeah. So, it's a one-shot thing. But sometimes somebody will make an ability on a creature, and this might be overpowered. But hey, you know what? On my creature, I'm going to give them a condition when they're bloodied. They can maybe do something. It just it kind of feeds upon itself. So it gives you some as a dungeon master some creative ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
Legendary actions, 3 legendaries. It can make a detect check on a wisdom, so it can try to find somebody's invisible. Tail attack, fling attack, haste or recession cost 2. Now, where would we find the lair of this dragon? It has lair actions. Do you have any idea where this dragon hangs out? Does it hang out in a wood shop?
All day long, 7 days a week. She had it when we did it. It was a temple. It was like a ruined temple that we had gone into when we encountered it. So I have to dip out for 1 second if you want to keep talking about this. My phone's about to die, so I just got to go grab my charger for the phone.
No
I'll be right back.
Yep, sounds good. So lair actions. I feel like Dave and Scott, I feel like this lair would be a good
like
temple
to a lost
time. Yeah, like a lost time goddess. I don't know if there are any
something like that. Chronos or some type of time god.
Chronos. Yeah. On initiative count 20, losing initiative ties, the Weather Dragon can take a lair action to cause one of the following magical effects. The Weather Dragon can't use an effect again until it finishes a long or short rest. Okay, so it's going to use up its lair actions. Time dilation. The flow of time is altered in such a way that creatures in the lair must reroll initiative. The dragon choose not to reroll.
Yeah, it's a cute idea. I like that one.
That's a good idea. Yeah. So in 2014, as opposed to 2024, 2024, they raised Dragon's initiative a lot. But keeping this, if you were to update it, it's gonna try to get to go first. If it doesn't, it can try again.
That's
cool.
Right.
So in 2014, this would have had a +8 initiative, and in 2024 it would have like a +20 initiative.
Yeah, so it's probably going first, but if somebody sneaks in there, it can use time dilation. Age dilation, the effects of time are altered in such a way that every creature in the land must succeed a DC 15 con saving throw or become 1d 20 years older. A greater restoration spell.
Better hope you're an elf.
Yeah, so I mean, do we really look at aging in this, Dave? Have we really looked at aging?
I mean, really haven't looked at it. Some people really hate it. Some players get really
freaked out by it.
They're like, "Oh, my whole character concept kind of getting weird." Like, some people just get weirded out.
In this case, it's curable, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, there's so many ways to cure things that as long as you give. As long as you don't make it permanent, I don't think it's bad.
Remember, I mean, go back a few editions. A ghost used to age you 10 years every time it hit you.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if it's a one shot, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Exactly.
This would be a fun, like, big boss.
Or if this is the end of the campaign, the characters get aged 20 years, well, you got aged 20 years.
And then you save the world, and then you're a 70-year-old fighter, and you go back, you open up a tavern, and that's it. Mike, you back with us? You can hear us?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Awesome. That's okay. We're almost done with the lair actions. A time travel. The flow of time within the lair is altered in such a way that everything moves up to 100 years forward. Only a dragon is immediately aware of the time change. A wish spell can return to Kessa, and up to 7 other creatures to the designated time period. See, that is cool in a way where, as the dungeon master, as the game master, you want to change the whole campaign, and he time travels forward, and then the dragon's like, "Okay, boys, good luck," and then dips out ethereal, and then you're like, "Oh, well, we drove him off," and you go back to the town. You're like, "Well, where is it?" It's like
the town is now a city.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And maybe they heard about the characters from years before. Like, you guys disappeared 100 years ago. Nobody remembers you. Oh, that's kind of scary. That's
the whole campaign right there.
Yeah, we're building a campaign here, Mike.
Let's go.
With your dragon, and the last one is collapsing ruins. So I like the idea of this being a temple to a time lord or a time god, and then the dragon lives in that lair, and that will go well with the collapsing ruins. Rubble falls onto the point within 60 feet of the dragon. Each creature within a 20-foot radius must succeed a DC 23 Dex saving throw, take 18 bludgeoning damage, and be knocked prone. Not a huge amount of damage, but very thematic.
Yeah, very thematic. And then now you have difficult terrain.
Yep.
And now you have difficult terrain. So
that being like aging the building in one spot.
Yeah.
Just focuses time powers on the building, and it just crumbles.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's all good stuff. So let me ask you this, Mike. You have a bunch of cons coming up. Dave, do you have those cons available? We could put up on the screen and tell everybody, all 402 followers, where to find Mike. Hopefully, one of them owns a Ferrari dealership and wants to buy a table, right?
Yeah.
So scroll back up, Dave. Let's go back here.
Origins is the next one. Green Dragon Fest passed. That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
How was Green Dragon Fest?
That's cool. That's more of an event versus a con. It's kind of like D&D in a castle, but it's D&D in a really cool fantasy village.
Yeah, it looked almost like a Hobbit. Kind of village, right? It was really cool.
I have been seeing that online. They've been promoting it a lot, and it
Ancient World Village is so cool.
Who built the village?
Some maniac.
Who has a decent amount of chunk of land.
Yeah,
made a little beautiful area.
That Ancient World Village owns about 70 plus acres, and they're currently only occupying 22 of them, and they've already grown since they got there. So.
Well, talking about selling your tables and, price points and such, there are people out there with money, and there are people out there who will pick and choose and say, I don't want to go to Aruba. I want to go to a fantasy village and Dungeons and Dragons. And they spend their money on that, or D&D in the castle.
Yeah, now they have it in the States. They got it in London. They got it all over.
Yeah, Origins
is my next one. That's like third week in June.
June 18th to June 22nd?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I haven't been to that one. How is Origins? Can you tell us about that?
It's going to be my first time there. I'll tell you after I go.
Yeah, excellent.
Sounds good. We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back for a recap. D&D in a Castle, Londonville, Ohio, June 29th to July 3rd. Have you done this before?
Yes, I was there last year. Last year was D&D in a Castle's first U.S. event, and I am not afraid to put myself out there. I don't care. Do you tell me no? I'm no worse off than I was. Right. I'm not afraid of rejection. I emailed D&D in a Castle. This is who I am. This is what I've been doing. This is what I do. Send some pictures of the table. I think the table will make a cool, accessory to what you're doing. Let me know. They got back to me. Yeah, this sounds pretty cool. Why not? Let's do it. So that I went last year, had a blast. Mike Tinney, the CEO for D&D and Castle, loved me, loved the table, invited me back this year, and it's evolved to I am an official sponsor for the U.S. D&D and Castle.
That's excellent. I mean, Mike, the tables speak for themselves. If you have a D&D and Castle, and you pull out a folding table, and it's like you lose the immersion. But you put yourself at that table with torches around you and some terrain in the middle. I mean, it brings you into the story.
It does. People have called it like a portal to your world, a gateway to your world, and it really is. So that is freaking huge and epic, man. I am an official, the official table sponsor for the U.S. D&D and Castle.
Awesome. Gen Con, July 31st to August 3rd. That's a good one. And you've been there a few times. Scott, if you missed it, he started in 2021 the first time there. Missed it a few years. He's back at Gen Con, and I'm sure you'll be there the rest of the time.
Yes, I'm not letting that spot go anymore after this. I should be good from here on out.
PAX Unplugged?
I've been trying to get in PAX for the past 4 years. So this year I'm getting more of a response with the organizers. So fingers crossed. So if you see what I wrote next to it,
hopefully. Okay, fair enough.
So that's not locked in, but I should be hearing something soon. They told me by the end of May they're gonna let me know. So just
manifest it. Be the manifester of things.
That's it. I'm going to manifest that too. So everybody listening, let's do some mantras and let's make it happen.
And if anybody knows anybody at PAX Unplugged that has a phone call to make, pick up the phone and be like,
say, hey, let this goofy weather dragon guy in.
And don't forget to check out his YouTube page. He's got some videos of some of the cons he's been at and some of the people he's worked with. Some really
That's funny that you're showing that because I just emailed her today too. So
one of my favorites, the voice of Rampart. One of my favorite characters, and she's great.
She is so cool. She's so sweet, genuine, awesome human being. Anjali Bhamani, to your podcast listeners that can't see what we're talking about.
Exactly. So this is she a Dungeons and Dragons player? Was she looking at the table? She's amazed by the woodwork.
She plays with Critical Role. It's been a while, but she's done stuff with Critical Role.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
She's a voice actor of many of the video games.
And Symmetra from Overwatch. Dude, she's an actress. She's been in SWAT, The Resident. She does all kinds of stuff, man. She's huge.
She's got her own campaign going now, I think. As a live play. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, wow.
Desi Quest. Yep, Desi Quest is her new thing. Yep.
Well, so she signed a table. It was other signatures on it. People
signed my table behind me is the original. That thing's been all over the place. There's all kinds of signatures on that table.
That's great.
Do you hit the signatures with a little clear coat so they don't get worn away?
I haven't yet. They've all withstood. I actually just had this conversation with my wife earlier. One of them is getting worn out because it's where I sit and it's where my hand keeps rubbing with the mouse. So I kind of rubbed one of them out, but no, for the most part they hold. But I have not. I need to, but I have not cleared over them yet.
Awesome. So, well, I hope you sell lots of tables at these conventions. We'll definitely stop by at a Gen Con if you need anything. We'll bring you a cup. We'll bring a cup of coffee. Dave's always doing coffee runs, and we'll try.
Coffee.
I live
try to keep a thing, or maybe we have some downtime. We could just maybe we could set it right in the booth and do a live play or something, right? Just show people how it's done, Mike. It's not DMing over there.
We can't play at the booth on the con floor. That's a no.
I was just joking, but it would have maybe been nice, but
it would have been cool. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we'll stop by. So once again, that's the Weather Dragon. That's Mike. You can find him at the Weather Dragon on Instagram or theweatherdragon.com. Contact them through all the socials and let's get some tables sold. Let's buy some of these tables. And I hope, Mike, you get to play some D&D at some point with everything going on.
Heck yeah.
Cool. Dave, any parting words of wisdom?
Be kind to each other, for goodness sakes. It's the right thing to do.
That's it. Professor?
No, like I said, Mike, all the best to you. I think you're doing a great thing for the industry and the players.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And the best way to support us is to subscribe to our YouTube channel, help us grow. We just had 402 subscribers. We're on the road to 500. Adventurers Wanted. Subscribe today. You can follow DM Evanson at Instagram at DM_Evanson. That's EVENSEN. And you can follow Dark Alchemy at Dark Alchemy Ltd on Instagram and the socials. Links down below to the Weathered Dragon, links to our Etsy store and our t-shirt store and all that good stuff. And Mike, if you want to hang out 1 sec, I'll end the recording and we'll leave you in the green room. We can put you back up and chat just how to get the recording to you, so you can use it on your socials or whatever you want to use it for. Okay.
Awesome. Can I just mention one more thing before we go?
Yeah, please. Yeah, anything, Mike.
One of my customers is a brilliant writer. He's actually a professor at Bridgewater College in Virginia.
Cool.
And he approached me and he's like, "Hey, do you want to do a press side to the Weather Dragon?" Because he spits out one shots like I spit out tables. And I read some of his stuff. I'm like, this is pretty cool. So there is an official Weather Dragon press also.
Oh, nice.
So we're starting.
I didn't realize
we're
that.
starting to branch off into that too. So
Weathered Dragon Press.
yep, and it's all
Instagram.
linked. It's all in our shop on the website. There's a couple free downloadable PDFs, and there are a couple for sale for like $5. That he's where we've we've paid artists and stuff to actually do stuff versus what do they call that, Creative Commons license, where you can kind of just scroll through artwork, where you can just grab and use it for whatever.
Yeah. So Weathered Dragon Press is going to be Dungeons and Dragons Adventures or stories or what?
Yeah, they're one shots. D&D based one shots. Yep. The Menagerie of Souls, if you scroll back up to the right there, that was written for inspired by Todd Stashwick, because Todd's nerd thing is the Nerd Circus. So the Menagerie of Souls is a like dark carnival themed.
Very cool.
I like it. Is this a one shot adventure?
Yes. Yep.
So it's funny you say that, and thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate it. We had another interview, and the guy was talking about an adventure he ran. I don't know if he wrote it, he ran it. It was you were in a lich's lair, but it was reversed. You had to defend the lair because there was something in it. So it was like going into a dungeon and stop other people from going in. And DM Evans and myself said, "Oh, we need to play that as a one shot." And now that you mentioned the Menagerie, now I'm like, well, now I got to get that. We have to play as one. Like we want to do more one shots,
right?
And maybe do like film them and stuff like that. And
cool.
It's always nice to have that input. Yeah, we're gonna check out the Weather Dragon Press, and we're gonna pick up a couple, right, Dave?
Awesome,
absolutely,
very cool.
Awesome. So
very cool.
All right, Mike. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the interview. It's much appreciated.
Thank you for having me.
We will keep in touch, and I'll send you this information.
Awesome.
Just hang out 1 minute.